YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel, coming with you with another housing video. And yes, it's Sunday morning. Thanks for tuning in, guys that are watching my channel. I'm going to have a live call-in, maybe open mic later tonight if I can get my damn phone to work. And go from there. Anyways, beautiful. Look at that. Brisbane. Brisbane housing growth rate to double next year from the mere Sydney. So, taking a look at that Brisbane. Beautiful place. Look at that. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone there. If I knew someone there, I'd ask to vacation there. But let's move along. This is from a few days ago. But it's a really important article for people living in Brisbane and Sydney to pay attention to this. Brisbane's dwelling price growth is expected to mirror that of Sydney next year, with new forecasts seeing the city more than double its pace, the high of 7%. The projections came off of the last SQM Boom Bust Report released Thursday, which also dispelled fears of property crash in Sydney and Melbourne. Brisbane property market will experience slightly stronger gains than those posted in 2017. The SQM housing expert Lewis Christopher, with property prices forecasted between 3% and 7%. What was holding Brisbane back from higher rate housing price growth was the precedent overhang of surplus property listings, he said. The report also eased fears of deep housing correction in Sydney and Melbourne, crediting the actions of regulators and rampaging investor borrowing for the city's survival. So there is, it looks like investors checking out the skyline here of the city. The authorities were right to take action earlier this year to restrict investing lending by banks. Failure to have taken action would have resulted in out of control Sydney and Melbourne housing markets, where additional aggressive monetary policy may have well triggered a large fall in dwelling prices in 2018, he said. I don't believe that. The forecast assumed that there will be no change in interest rates next year. Why? The stable exchange rates, that existing restrictions on APRA on investment. Sydney was expected to grow between 4 and 8% next year, while the highest growth was expected to Hobart's 8 to 13%, followed by Melbourne. Mr. Christopher said in 12 months to September that the capital city average growth was 8.5% by Hobart, Melbourne 12.1%, Sydney 10.5%, Adelaide 5%, with Brisbane showing the lowest positive growth period by 2.9%. Perth 2.9%, Darwin 4.7%, were the capital's negative 12-month period. So, what's going on here, people living in Australia? Are the Australians having a ton of kids? Are they having an enormous amount of children? That now this next generation of children that's coming from this generation is basically ramping up and building up, buying up all these properties and getting these expensive or high-paying jobs that they were promised once they graduated from college? What's going on in Australia? People, comment below if you're from Australia. I want to know what's going on, because from what I've heard from the Australian proper, the people that pay taxes into the system, people that work hard, people that make the difference for Australia, people that have come from all over the world to make a difference for Australia, the people who put their kids through soccer, pay taxes, and go to church. What is happening to the Australian proper? Are they just simply bought out of their own country? And if so, where do they go? You know what I'm saying? Go out, build another city, make it good, and it'll be taken over again. What is happening? Why is there so much heavily foreign investing in Australia? Why is this happening? People message me, oh, Mike, Australia's been built off immigration for the last 200 years. Yes, it has. And that's right. You are right. But it's being built off now this negative influx of wealth that's brought into the shores by manipulating the free markets and stealing the Australian proper future to have anything, and their kids and grandkids. So I'm worried about this because, especially when they're saying interest rates aren't going to go up, that's a nightmare. You're looking at a nightmare. Interest rates need to go up to 4.55%, and the markets need to be adjusted. And yeah, I don't know what's happening, guys. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think, you know. There's people that come in to make a difference in the country and actually make the country a better place. And there's people that come in to manipulate and screw around with people's futures. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think.